how high up we've got to go. And then gusts are quite strong. Stay to the left-ish, but lean towards the right, if you know what I mean. Multiple deaths per year. Some of the best 3.5 miles of hiking I've ever done. Ooh. Not a bad start to the video, is it? So you might have noticed that for the first time I think on the channel, I have got a GoPro mounted to my chest. And that is because things are about to get dodgy around here. So I'm currently in Wales, in Snowdonia, and we're heading up towards Snowdon. You know what we're doing, don't you? You've seen the title. So I am going to attempt, and I say attempt because I might get up there and change my mind, to do Crib Goch. Crib Goch. A super exposed knife edge ridge, and out of all the popular paths up Snowdon, this is by far the most dangerous. There's literally multiple deaths per year. So if you're watching this thinking, oh, I might take on that looks easy or whatever, I'm sure I won't make it look easy. Let me add that in there. Then think twice about it. You need to have a little bit of experience before taking on something like this. And it is classed as a grade 1 scramble, so you are going to need your hands. And those that are familiar with this stunning area might be thinking, why the hell aren't you parked at the Penny Pass car park? I remember when I did the National Free Peaks last year and I paid to park there to do that. I'm sure it was like 20 quid at the very least. Although, may I just add, I found a little parking spot side of the road, and you've got to pay to park at the side of the road. What is going on? But anyway, that were £8.50. It does say it runs out at 3 AM, but there's nothing I can do about that. Not right now anyway. But all that means is we just add in a couple of extra miles onto the route, so we are actually walking towards the Penny Pass car park. I remember a couple of years ago, me, my sister and her partner Lewis did Snowdon for the first time. We went up the Llanberis path, steady away, and when I got to the top I seen Crib Goch for the first time, and I'm sure I was thinking, nah, you won't catch me doing that. So we'll see if things have changed over the years. Obviously I've done a lot more hikes since then. I'd like to say I'm a little bit more experienced. I've done grade 1 scrambles before, so we'll see how we get on. All I know is we've got plenty of time, I hope, and we're just going to take it steady. Safety first on this one, because it is dodgy. Now I don't know if you can tell, I'm sure you can hear that. It's quite windy. Exposed ridges and wind, not a good combination. I checked the forecast this morning and the maximum gusts were 35 miles per hour, which when I seen that I was going to change my mind and do a different route today, but then I checked before I set off and they're now just below 30. I think it was like 27, 28. So we'll just see what it's like once we get higher up. There we are, look, so that's what I've done before. That's the pig track that goes up. We'll be turning off here and going along Crib Goch, which it says Crib Goch is a high knife edge ridge with the traverse across it considered a grade 1 scramble. And then I reckon we go up here, try camp somewhere near the top, and then tomorrow we'll go up to Snowdon and possibly follow it all the way around. The Snowdon Horseshoe, I believe it's called. One thing I did forget about was how long this path is from the Penny Pass car park all the way on until where the path splits off to go to Crib Goch. What a stunning, stunning view. So that's the miners track there, which I think when we do this horseshoe and come back down, we'll probably end up on that tomorrow. But right now, this is where things get real. To the left is the pig track where you can carry on, or to the right we're going to make us way up Crib Goch. And I know we have a bit of a carefree, easygoing attitude to things on this channel, but this is a serious one. So yeah, quick little disclaimer before we get going. I don't want you using this as some sort of guide as to how to do this. because it's literally just going to be me plotting my way across Crib Goch the best I can, as safely as I can. And I don't know how well you can hear that, but we're really down low. Look how high up we've got to go. And then gusts are quite strong. Crib Goch, no direct route to the summit of Snowdon. Extreme technical route, grade 1 scramble. Suitable for route experienced and very fit mountaineers with good technical skills. Mountain terrain which will most likely require scrambling and potential use of ropes. Now ropes is definitely something that I don't have. Not that I know how to use them anyway. At least it didn't say out about don't carry a full wild camping setup. So we're already doing a little bit of scrambling. Always good to see a nice little cairn. As I'm walking, I'm just getting this little whiff of chicken, and that is because in my little pocket here, just in case I start feeling chicken shit, I got myself some chicken nuggets, or chicken McNuggets should I say, but they're just there to spur me on and give me the energy that I need.
Not sponsored.
See, I'm not sure how good of a view you're getting when I use the chest cam, because it's so vertical and steep that I'm just really close to the rock, if you know what I mean, so you don't really get a good perspective of it. This is next level, isn't it? Proper scrambling. Problem is, half the time you don't even know if you're going up the right bit. As long as you're going up, I guess. Oh, that sun's out now. Someone's left half a jamba on the floor. Big doobie in that. As if. I don't know if I'd fancy being on reefers whilst heading up here. What are you saying? Can actually see the Snowdon summit there, look. Just peeking round that corner. I'm sure there'll be a few people up there right now. So far though, I've got to say this is epic, especially when the conditions are like this, and even that breeze. It's nice, man, because I am sweating. It's been so warm over the past few days. It's actually a little bit cooler than it has been today, but still warm enough for me, especially when you're hiking and that. So if you see here on the ground all these scratches, these are all the crampon marks from over the years. This is a very popular route, even in winter. But like a lot of these routes, completely different ball game in winter. Crampons, ice axe, all that kind of shit. I know the camera work isn't going to be the best, but holding on with both hands takes priority. I don't think it's much further, because we've gained a lot of elevation, judging by how high Snowdon is from here. I'm looking forward to it. Just that first glance, see that exposure, get in, gets your heart going, gets your arse going like a rabbit's nose, but it'll be worth it. That is mint. I think when we get up here, this is going to be our first view of the ridge. And there it is. Look at that. That is class. So is that the exposure? Not too bad. Right, so we've now got the chest cam on, so I can really see what this ridge is like. And look at that for a drop. Wow, that is insane. This is where you swizzle over, you go around like that. That's it. So far, so good. It's a spiky little number, isn't it? Now, there's probably going to be times where I'll put this camera away and just have the chest cam on. At the moment, we're running a little bit of both. Just test that that's recording. Yep. Is it? Yep. Now, the reason why I've got the chest cam on as well is because these 360 cams, they can make it look worse than it is, although I've just got a good little peek at that drop. Vertical. That's all I'll say. But I'm feeling confident, and I think that does play a big part in something like this. Many people have got to this point and froze, and there's no shame in that at all. If you've got to turn back, it's better to do it now than to get too far on where you literally can't move, because that does happen to people. So good though, so much fun. Check every handhold. Oh shit! It's good. Big drop. Ah, you see down there? You might be able to see it better on chest cam. I've camped on that tiny little island there. I think it's called Glass Lynn or something. Lynn Glass. So I think with this section you sort of stay to the left-ish but lean towards the right, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? Remember, this isn't a guide. This is just how I'm finding it the easiest. You got to be careful with stuff like that. You can be holding on to that with your full weight. That's ready to come out. Do you know what I mean? So you really have got to be careful what you're holding on to. Hopefully you're picking that up on chest cam as well. Oh, it's windy. It's windy. So if I just stand at this side now, that's the normal perspective from the GoPro. You can see just how sheer it is on that left hand side. So it will be on the right hand side when you're heading up Crib Goch, because this is looking back. Whereas on this side, it is steep, obviously. You don't want to be falling down there, but it's just not quite as sheer. Still game over though if you fall down, 9 times out of 10. That's the technique there, look. Just take your time. And when you're doing something like this, obviously if there's someone else on the trail, just give them plenty of space so that they don't feel the need to rush. But to be honest, I think this calls for another chicken McNugget. I'm not sure how much more there is to go, but at least that wind wasn't too bad whilst we were up there. What a route this is, man. Absolutely class. Really enjoying it so far. And we're going to top it off with an epic wild camp. Not quite sure where yet though, but that's part of the fun. So we've now got to drop down there and then we've got to climb all the way up this little tower thing. This looks like it could be one for the chest cam, because it looks like a 4 points of contact jobby to me. Yeah, definitely. Let's put you down there a minute. Quite sure where to go here. Oh, slippy. Slippy Jimmy. At least it's drier. Yes, man. I think that is pretty much the hardest bit out of the way. We've still got to drop down here and then all the way up to the summit of whatever this mountain's called. Can't remember. It might be the one that we actually camp on tonight. If I spin you around there, can you see Snowdon in the distance? Yeah, it's gusting now. I'm glad that wasn't doing that whilst we were on bridge. Here, brother. Right there wouldn't be a bad spot. You'd have some great views over to Snowdon. Back down here you should be able to see that link glass. There it is. And then you'd have good views of, I was going to say good views of Crib Goch. You can't really see the ridge. So we need to carry on going. You can see a couple of people on Crib Goch there. I'll get a little zoom in. You can just see how steep it is. This bit's a nice little climb, to be fair. It's not bad. The old mucky. Sick. Have I gone fucking wrong way, mate? I think I have. Once you've done Crib Goch, you sort of drop down a little bit and then you head back up along another ridge, and we are heading to, I've got the name now, the pronunciation won't be correct, but we're going up Garnedd Ugain. I'll put it on screen for you once we get there, but that's where we're heading next. And you can see it's still a ridge, it's still quite steep, but it's nowhere near as skinny as what Crib Goch is. Still got to take extra care though, don't be getting complacent. Look at the size of this little beast. It's a rake cane, that, innit? Proper fat old number. Yes, bruv, what are you saying with that? It's even them little dinky clouds. Even they look decent. Loving it. I've only like done 3.5 miles or something so far, and that's got to be up there with some of the best 3.5 miles of hiking I've ever done, if not the best. Really enjoyed that ridge, and we just got this last little bit to do, and then we're at the summit of, I can hear a chopper. Is that you, David? If it is, pick me up in the morning please, lad. Them clouds can piss off, man, don't want any of them tonight. Looks like we've got another little scramble ramble up this bit. Hello. Alright, pal. How's it going, alright? Oh, this is cool. Cool as. I am proper sweating though. My back, my head. I've gone from my bumhole twitching to my bumhole itching. Alright, Trigger. How's it going? Got all that clag rolling in. You can just see people making their way up to the summit. That's all you need, innit? Been sweating your ass off all day. Looking forward to a nice epic view at top. And then clag just rolls in and shatters all your hopes and dreams. A little bit dramatic, but you know what I mean. Yes. Get up, fucking get in there, man. Crib Goch in the bag, done it, buzzing. Just like a lot of things in life, the thought of doing it is actually a lot worse than actually doing it, because I wasn't even scared doing that. It were alright. really, one more really enjoyed it. And this is the summit of, Garnedd Ugain or something. Garnedd Ugain. Please someone write it in the comments how you actually pronounce it, if that's possible. Like spell it out how you'd say it. You know what I mean by that, don't you? But anyway, this is us for the night. This is our spot. I'm gonna head over this way because the grass looks very, very pleasant, nice and flat. Plenty of places to pitch a tent. Good Snowdon, man. It's been clear all day. And you can just see loads of people making their way up to the top. They even got nice little mini windbreak as well. You could do a rate bivvy camp there. If you just had like a foam pad down, chucked a couple of these rocks our way, I bet a lot of people have bivvied there in past. But I still need to find my spot. Even if I'm not putting my tent up yet. It is relatively early, to be fair. What are we talking now? What time is it, please, boss? 7 o'clock, so we've got 2.5, 3 hours until it gets dark. Yeah, about 2.5 hours till sunset. It'll still be light by about 10 o'clock anyway. Especially if it stays nice and clear, which I'm hoping it will. Sunset will be in that direction. One thing I do know, it's time, can you see me there, yeah? For a well-deserved chicken McNuggets. Some dodges going on here. 4 chicken nuggets, you can see that, yeah? 4, because I got that £5 meal deal. I've had 2. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. Extra 2 nuggets in that. One thing I didn't realise I'd done. Scraping knuckles and that, war wounds. I think I'm going to have to get an extra layer on. Oh, that'll do. That's better. Not much of a windbreak, but it's an extra layer, innit? Keep me warm. I'm telling you, with them wind gusts, this cinch ain't even cutting it. So I've had to draw off a down jacket as well. But yeah, a little bit of advice. When you're first getting into this hiking and wild camping and stuff, even if you're just going hiking, it's worth investing in a decent down jacket. This isn't a sponsored advert, don't worry. This one's cheap, it's from Decathlon, and it's quite a budget friendly option, but it's still good quality. I've got the same jacket in 2 different models, so this is the MT100 or something. It's more of a summer down jacket, and I think it's good to about 0 degrees, and I don't actually have a hood on it. And then I've got my orange one, which is the exact same jacket but the MT500 instead of the MT100, and that's good to about -5, -10 maybe. Anything colder than that, then I wear my big winter one. Because even if you're just out on a day hike and you have no intentions of spending the night here, once you get to the summit or wherever you've hiked to, say if you want to chill out for a little bit, have a little break, you'll soon realise how cold you start feeling, especially if you've been sweating on way up. So a nice super light down jacket, always worth having in your pack, even if it is just a day pack. Oh shit, look at that now, look how fast that clag is just rolling in. Wounded man. What is going on? And now we're hoping for a sunset over there. Claggy as arses, man. Proper clagged out to 9s. Me raving about this jacket, I'm still bloody cold. I'm having to do a little bit of jogging, a few star jumps and that, just to get my temperature back up. Oh shit, it's good fun. I love it, man. I'm still excited when it comes to mountain camping. when I know just everything's gone to plan. We've had a successful hike up. We've got the summit at the moment to ourselves. I hope no one decides to start pitching up before I do. Then I will be wounded. And I know I've just got a nice, chilled out wild camp to come with some, I'm not going to say epic food. Yeah, why not? Some epic food. Nice bit of scran. Still got a couple of McNuggets. Oh, in fact, I have actually got a new stove to try tonight. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like. So down there, you can see the train track that runs all the way from Llanberis up to the summit. And then you can see the path just next to it. That's the way I came up the first time I did Snowdon. Down there, you can see the pig track. And that goes all the way up till about there, and then you'd go left up to Snowdon, and then right down at the bottom, right near that llyn, you can just see the miners' track as well. So I've actually camped right down there. And that was the night when I was introduced to Disco John the Mouse. And shout out to all those that have been buying the t-shirts. Put a little link over there, you can check them out. There's been quite a few of you buying them over the past few weeks. So legends, thank you for that. Every little helps. Well, the clag has well and truly rolled in to the point that I can't even see Snowdon anymore. I've come to the conclusion that this ain't going to clear anytime soon. I might as well start getting my tent up on her. So I think I've been looking out for some flat spots. And the first obvious one is sort of here-ish, I think, or even here. Really close to the path though, but what can you do? Yeah, I think I'm going to go right there. In fact, I'll put that there. That's claimed. And I can go get my tent poles and get them built first. This is where you realise you forgot your tent poles and you are fooked. They're now there. And as I'm sure you can see by the colour, those that are familiar with the channel, those regulars, will probably know what tent this is. As always, I'll put the poles together first, just so they're done. And then that way you've got less time messing about with fly sheet, which will be flapping all over gaff. Before we get this fly sheet out, let's get rid of these sharp stones. We don't want any of them coming through the bottom of the tent. I think we are all good. I really need a new dry bag. Look at the state of this. Look at the rip on that. I don't usually bring my tents in the original bag. I like to bring them in a dry bag just in case. Every time I'm stuffing it back in this one, the rip just keeps getting worse. Nice! 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 With the solo, you're supposed to wrap this bit of fabric around the pole and then thread the guy line through. So you just pull it through like that. Extra stability around the pole. The Stiker don't even have that as an option. That's just an absolute bomb shelter regardless. Just deflects bombs just hit it and then just bounce off. I think the real answer to that is, I'm pretty sure the Stiker is an older design to the Solo, so I reckon if they revised it a little bit, they'd probably add that, maybe, I don't know. You don't need it anyway. And for those that are unaware of what the stiker is that I'm banging on about, this is the Lliwedd Solo Black Label. My other Lliwedd tent, or one of my other Lliwedd tents, the red number, the big red beast, is the Lliwedd Stiker. And that's a very similar design to this tent, but it's a two-person version. What do you reckon then? I know I've not got the guy lines out, but she is an absolute boss. Proper summit monster. All the gear, no idea. Oh, drop me water. I'll come back for you. Good job I didn't do that on Old Ridge. Big ridge. Right. Dump that down there for a bit. I've just realised, I do this all the time, I've not even thought about where the door is again. The door's over there, so if we are getting a sunset, I won't see it from the tent door, but that's fine. I can come out and have a look, can't I? It's trying to clear. It needs to anyway. Let's get this up and see what we're dealing with. Ooh, that's a lovely zip. That's a tender, juicy, lovely zip. Oh, look at that. I've not even shut her up. She's nicely open. Ready to rock and roll, that'll do. What's that? Nah. Is that mould or something? Or dust? Better not be mould, not on Lliwedd. I'll have to give that a good wash. Don't know if you've noticed, but there is no ground sheet. And I know you might be wondering, why the hell have you removed the ground sheet? Well, I just thought the weather's going to be sound. It's nice and dry, so I'm not bothered about the vestibule being covered at the bottom. And the bathtub floor on these tents, especially the black label ones, are so thick you don't even really need a ground sheet. Look at this. Look at this clearing up. How epic does that look? It is going to clear, I think. Come on. Come on. Clear. Go on. Blow it out of the way. Yes. Big sunny Jim burning it off. nicely. Tent's flapping about a bit. Flapping about a bit. Let's get this top cap on. Top flapper. Get that in there. Lliwedd, mate. Solo BL. Black label. What's this? Oh, bit of shit. Bit of turd on floor. Oh, that sun is actually nice. How mouldy is this bastard going to be today? Not too bad. Actually beautiful. Oh man, let's go out and have a look at that. Let's pull back a bit, pull it back. Oh, that is even better than it being just clear. The fact that all that is just wisping past like that. Blue skies are back. Well, that is what we like to see. How good does that look? We're on for a cracking sunset if it stays like this. Can't see Snowdon though, but I'm sure it won't be long. I can actually see, and it looks so weird, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. I could see myself like a shadow in the clouds. Can you see that? Or is it just me? Look at my legs. I can see a shadow of myself in the clouds. Explain that one then, John. Oof. That's a juicy little number, isn't it, that? Speaking of juicy little numbers, I need a drink. Really bad. Where's my bottle? Oh, it's there. So that's all I've drunk so far. 750ml this bottle holds. I've probably drunk about, what are we saying? 582 or something out of 750. Don't know how you've seen that, but I caught some beard there when I closed it and pulled it. Whoa. Before we get on to Scran for tonight's evening meal, I'm just going to show you this stove that I got. As I'm sure you can see by that, we are dealing with an alcohol stove tonight. I've had these before, never really gotten on with them, to be honest. I always use them like once and then just never bring them out again, so I'm giving them another try. Certainly not going to be running out of liquids, am I? 3 little mini bottles there. But all this, apart from one of these bottles, all fits inside this, and then that just goes in there. So let's put that inside the tent before it blows away. So I've got my mini bottles, and then that is the stove itself. So if you're not aware of these, all you do is fill them with this flammable liquid and light it, and it just gives off a flame, and that's your cooker. Just really, really simple. And then you usually get some sort of windshield / pot holder. With this one, you just clip these together like that, and then it's just a case of lining it up and slotting it into place, which is easily done. And that's it, it's done. Set up in less than 30 seconds. And then all you do, this burner goes inside, you light that, and then this pot just slides in like that. So I'll give you a closer look at that. Like that there, look. So this acts as your windshield and your pot holder. But yeah, not a bad little design, is it? So it's by a company called, what are they called? Wildside Adventures. Well, yeah, decent little stove that. I also brought with me just a little mini welding mat. And then what I can do is just put that on the floor, sit that on top of it, and it just stops the ground getting scorched then, because I'm not sure if it would have done anyway, but just in case. I could have just brought a little rock over and just balanced it on one of the rocks, but it's worth bringing just in case, like I say. Oh, lovely. And then as far as the actual meal goes, I've got big big sober wok style noodles, cup noodles. And to go with that, I've got some Mattison's smoked sausage. I love this stuff. I'm not even going to bother cooking it. You can eat it hot or cold, good to go. It's a big boy, innit? And I cannot forget, for a little dippy dip with noodles, some prawn crackers. Absolute scenes out here though, innit? Absolute scenes. Take these conditions, wouldn't you? Any day of the week. So that should do for noodles, man. I don't think they'll need too much, will they? I ain't got that much water, that's all I've got left. I just got 1.5 litres with me to last the night. Plus that little tickle there, but I'm saving that just so I've got some with a bit of flavour. Although I have got some tea bags somewhere. It just scares me, this stuff, because it's flammable as hell. So if you spill it on your gloves and that, and then you start lighting it, next thing you know, your gloves are up in flames. How much does it take? It's taken all of that. You got a lighter! We have flames. My lighter were really struggling to light it, just kept blowing out. I need to invest in a decent windproof lighter. So all I did, I got a tiny little bit of tissue. I just dipped it in some of this fuel and then lit it and just chucked it on top. And now we're all good. And while I'm here chatting cack, we could have this on here boiling. So that just slides in there. We can pop his lid on. We've got that nicely boiling, and we've got a little cheeky view of Snowdon. Wyddfa. Oh, there's moon. Little half moon. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Colours. Colours galore. Let's go have a quick mooch. Beautiful, that, innit? Proper beautiful. This trig's seen better days, hasn't it, man? Someone's fucked that up good and proper. Okay. So this is what's running through the middle of trigs. What keeps them so stable. Solid pipe there. I guess that is a good thing about this stove, you can just sort of leave it to do its thing. Whereas if it's a gas stove, they tend to be a little bit more wobbly, don't they? Looks fancy, doesn't it? What's this then? A bit of sauce. These sausages, like most sausages, are better warm. But still really nice. Look at that, badoing. Not bad that, is it? Not a bad bit of kit. Let's check how this is doing then. Oh, we're bubbling and steaming. We'll give that 10 more seconds, 20 seconds or so, 10, 15, 20. About 17 seconds I reckon. Fucking hell, flaming hell, good flame on that. Can't even see fill line. I hope I've boiled enough now, it's looking pretty high, that fill line. I've got a feeling, I've never had one of these before by the way, I've got a feeling this is going to be really tasty. Just has that vibe about it. With smell for a start. Ooh. Right then famalam, big soba, yakisoba, whatever it is. Taste test. Yeah, good texture noodle. It's got nice and soft, juicy. It doesn't stay hot for too long when you're out here, but it's cooked enough. Really soft, succulent, juicy. Plenty of flavour coming through from that sauce. Not spicy though, plenty of flavour, juicy. This is what it's all about. You know, that little sizzle. Can't beat a dippy dip with prawn cracker. What's your go-to meal when you get a Chinese? I think Chineses are so hard to get because I can't just get one or two things, mate. Do you know what I mean? I really like sweet and sour chicken, salt and pepper chicken wings, salt and pepper chips. I even like a Chinese curry. Chinese curries are nice. Crispy chili beef, spare ribs. Oh my god, I love spare ribs with some Chinese curry or even just sweet and sour sauce. Dippy dip with spare rib, juicy. I love prawn toast, I love crispy wontons. Mate, that's why if you're gonna have a Chinese, you gotta go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. That is the best. What is your go-to Chinese order? And please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm banging on about Chinese. And these soba noodles are bloody Japanese. What's your favourite Japanese car? Mazda RX-7, which is what I wish my MX-5 was. I love Nissan GTR R34 Skyline. Beautiful. I love a Toyota Supra, the Mark 1, juicy. Right then, I will show you a quick last look of the epic views out here. Look at that, they've all got the lights on down in the distance, down into Llanberries. Tent's looking beautiful. As always, that wind has died down actually compared to earlier. I'm just going to double check, make sure I've not left anything over here, because I might forget in the morning if I have done. Nope, all good. And on that note, because it is about to get dark anytime soon, I'm going to call it an evening, because I've not brought a light with me for filming, so I won't be able to film much inside tent. So I'll see you lot bright and early in the morning. Oh yeah, I'm having a cup of tea by the way, Moroccan tea. Yo, right, in a bit. Morning Rasters. I set my alarm for 4:30 AM. It's now 4:40. I was hoping for the most epic sunrise. The weather was supposed to be clear. Visibility was looking spot on. So let's see what we've got here. Whoa. That is disgusting behaviour. I can barely see up to the trigger. That is poo, that. Poo poo. So the plan is to make a nice morning brew, have a little tidy up, start packing away, and then we will crack on the Snowdon Horseshoe. Just trying, innit? Oh, mate, come on. Fingers crossed by the time we've packed up, it might have cleared up. Mate, look at this. Look at this. Wait till I spin you around as well. Boom. Conditions that dreams are made of. My son. Oh. Sun's out. Crib Goch in the distance. Next stop, Snowdon, I reckon. Right up there, you can see people on the top. What absolute scenes. Right, let's not get eggy, man, and get carried away. Let's just go have another check. Make sure we leave no trace. I can't even remember where I'll pitch now. Oh, there, wasn't it? Yeah, that's all good. Sound as a pound. Let's get out of here, brother. Next stop, Snowdon. A little bit slippier underfoot this morning because it's quite damp. All the grass is wet, as is the rocks, but that should hopefully all dry out soon with that sun beaming down on us this morning. Look at this for a picture. I really don't want to disturb them, but look at them two chilling. They've been waiting for that sunrise. I'm actually going to take a wide berth because I don't want to disturb them. Look at the state splashback on that. Try to pee in wind is not good, is it? Like I've pissed myself, man. Positive vibration, yeah. What time's first train due then? Sack that Snowdon Horseshoe off, get me on that train down to Llanberis. I'm not sure if I've even mentioned it in the video, but my original plan was to park in Llanberis and then get the bus up to Penny Pass car park. And then I was just going to go up Crib Goch, do a camp, and then go back down the pig track towards the Penny Pass and get the bus back. Or I was going to go up Crib Goch and then back down the Llanberis path straight to the car so that I didn't have to get a bus. But then I ended up changing my plans. So now we're doing this horseshoe because we need to end up back in that direction anyway, where the car's parked, obviously. So this is like a meeting point for quite a few of the paths. So we've got the Llanberis path there, we've got the path to the right where I just came, and then just on the left, right here, is where the miners track and the pig track, or the miners path and the pig track come all the way up these stairs there that you can see, and then it's all roads lead to Snowdon. Shame about the clag. but I had good views of it literally 30 seconds ago. But anyway, we must crack on. Lots to do today, but nice to get Snowdon bagged again. Love Snowdon, man, good mountain. It gets a bad rep sometimes just because of how popular it is. So because there's a train track that literally runs all the way to the summit, if you want to get out here outdoors but you're not able to actually do the physical climb, jump on that train, man, and just have a look. And then all you've got to do is make your way from the top of the train track up to the summit platform. And for some people that will be an achievement, which is fair play. At least you're getting out and about. Look at that, it's clearing, isn't it? Anyway, we must crack on. I thought we'd ended up at another trigger then, but no, that is our cue to turn left down the Watkins path, or the Watkins path, whatever it's called. What a glorious little turn that was. You can just see water glistening in the sun, shimmering away. Proper atmospheric with the clouds and the clag blowing in and out. Couple of sheep huddled up, keeping warm. What a time to be alive. First time for me on Watkins path. It's actually quite steep, that first little bit as you're coming down. And it's really like loose. Oh, it's a nice little way to ascend Snowdon. And if you look down there, can you see that path that goes to the right? That's the Watkins path. We're not going that way, we're going to follow it just until it turns off. And then we're going up that big old fat craggy bastard, whatever that's called. But what I can tell you is, as soon as we get down this next section, before we start ascending, we're going to have to ditch the jumper because it is getting really warm, and the gloves. Hello. We are now at the point where we part ways with the Watkins path, which slowly slivers down that way. We have to bus a left or go straight on, whichever way you want to look at it, and head up whatever this one's called. I will have a little check on my phone so we can find out once we're up there. From the opposite side of the horseshoe you can see which way we came up yesterday. Along there, up onto that ridge, carried on, camped up there somewhere, right on the summit, and then dropped back down, up to Snowdon, and we've just worked his way down here. And now we've got to carry on along here, and at some point we do bus a left and pick up the miners track. Miners path. Pig track, miners path. Pig track, miners path. Need to remember that. Right, what do we have here then? Is there a path or is it just one of them ones? Just get you sent at top. I think you just climb up there a little bit. We'll have a look.
Of course we'll have a look!
Sick, innit, that? Ooh. Is this correct? Where have I found myself here? Same again. Just go up. We are now at one of the two summits. I know you might be thinking you can't have two summits, but there's an east summit and a west summit, or a west peak and an east peak. And What is that peak? It's called Y. Now I remember from when I got slaughtered in the comments for saying Wygarn. I'm heading up to the summit of Wygarn. That Y is E, so it's E. Lliwedd. Lliwedd. That's where we are anyway. I'll put it up on screen for you. We're currently on the west peak, and then just over there in the distance is the east peak. But yeah, nice little climb that first thing on the morning. I think it's only still like 7 o'clock or something. I'm gonna have a spot of breakfast. I've got a orange Rocky bar. That'll keep me going, won't it? Nicely does it. I'd believe you if you told me that there's been goats having sexual relations with sheep, because some of these sheep are looking very goaty. Fuck's this shit? It's got a steering wheel. And this is exactly where we meet the miners' path. So it won't be too long now before we get to Penny Pass car park, and then we've just got to do that extra mile to get to that A road down there where we parked up for the night. I remember walking along this very route, I think it were in winter. Yeah, I think it were after my winter camp at bottom of Snowdon, and it was then when I first said we're gonna have to do Crib Goch, aren't we? And it's got me thinking, I really am tempted to do Crib Goch in summer, and now we've done it. Buzzing. So I think on that note, it's a good time to wrap up this video, and this has been one of my favourite routes that I've done so far on the channel. I think it's got to be on it. That Crib Goch yesterday were class, on another level. Really, really good fun. Nice and challenging, but still really enjoyed it. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you could all just do me a massive favour and give the video a big thumbs up, because it does make a big difference to the algorithm and all that bollocks. Drop a comment as well, that would be a big help. And make sure, if you haven't done already, click subscribe. There is a little bell button next to the subscribe button, and if you press that, then you'll get notified when I make new videos. Alright then, thanks for watching. Peace out. In a bit.